Greetings Traveler Challenger here. Today I am playing Gothic Remake, but I will only use magic for dealing damage in order to beat the game. I completed the game on my own accord just for the enjoyment of this absolute banger, but now it is time for some content, so let the challenge begin. Rules. Playing as a mage, utilizing only magic to deal damage, I will use no summons, no sleeping, this is for achievement and increased difficulty, playing on the hardest difficulty, and run ends with completing the game and beating the final boss. So if you never played any Gothic game, let me quickly tell you how magic works in this. There are scrolls that are available to everyone and they are one-time use. You can find them in the world or buy from various vendors. Several spells in this game are very useful even for more melee fighters, so it is good to be on the lookout for those. There are also runes, like scrolls. They can be found in the world and bought, but they can be used all the time and they are not depleting. But in order to use them, you need to be initiated into circles of magic, which there are 6 of. But teleportation runes do not require magic knowledge to be used. Those are an exception to the rule. Casting spells also requires mana. Some of them can also be charged for more devastating effects, but your maximum mana needs to be on par or greater when casting those, as this is one of the 2 limiters in terms of progression and mage's power. We start the game with basically nothing, so in order to survive I need to gather whatever I can to later afford some stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention, language of the dubbing is Polish, but everything else is in English as well as my voice, as you can tell. I just need to hear the voices in my mother language to know, nay, feel I am playing Gothic. As you can see, you can get a ranged weapon faster than the melee one, if not counting fists, but ammo supply is very limited in the beginning, but I am not using this one here. I took it mostly to sell it, because my first quote-unquote enemy can be killed with a simple action. Meatbugs. In this game, do not require combat, and thank God for that. Normally, I would clear the enemies here and above the abandoned mine, but I need to be patient. Magic can be mined very soon. Gather the stuff and now to outmaneuver the scavengers to grab Hunter's Knife for a new quest. Now run like hell, officially entering chapter 1. Welcome to you too. Drax here can teach me some hunting skills, but if I give him the hunting knife that I got few seconds ago, he's also giving us another short bow, and he's the first person that can take us to a new camp location. This wasn't in the original, but it absolutely makes sense. I will pass on that offer for now, as the priority is to get to the old camp as quickly as possible. There are 3 camps in the colony. At one point you have to join one of them. They're coming with different benefits, and for the purpose of this playthrough, I will join the old camp, as in chapter 3 I will be able to become a fire mage. Each time we want to join a certain camp, there are things and quests to do before you can do that. Old camp quests here remained really the same as in the original, but there is one quest added. It is not needed for joining the faction, but rather gives the ability to do magic with 2 runes. Torres, the fire mage, is now residing in the outer ring. He can give me a quest, Price of Magic. He requires a blank piece of parchment and 2 wolf claws. Since I cannot defeat anyone yet, I need to either find these things or trade for them. Mordrak can sell me the claws, but for the beginning they are not cheap. So let's skip it for now and buy blank piece of paper from Graham. Now talk to Bal Parvez. He's one of the NPCs that can lead me to a different camp. In this case, Swamp one. On our way there, are various monsters that you need killing. One of them is Wolf. And just like that, I got 2 wolf claws without paying for them. Easy peasy. Let's continue this journey. Parvez is obliterating everything in his path. But sometimes you need to help him a bit to draw monsters to him for even more experience. Once the quest is done, I am almost at level 2 without lifting a finger, so now I can do a couple of things in the swamp and go back. Swamp Camp is the easiest one to join in my opinion. You really only need to do 4 quests here and that's it. But doing the quests and joining the camp are 2 separate things. I can still help everyone around to get more XP and then just decide later what to do. Fortuna here can give us 3 Northern Darks daily. Those are basically joints, they smoke here. They are needed for quests, but they are also an excellent way to regenerate mana here. So I will be visiting him every time I can grab those. Seems like Kane and Calom does not mind that I am robbing them in a broad daylight, but Dexter will need the recipe, so sorry boys. Talk to Melvin and then to Baal Tondral to get another quest that I will need to do later. This is more or less everything that I can do here right now. While moving out, there was a bloodfly on the way. I cannot deal with that, they are freaking deadly in this game, but Templars can handle that. I will lose XP, which pains me greatly. I should basically restart the run at this point. Time to go back to the old camp, avoid the respawned monsters on the way and talk to Torres to finally get my first rule, Firebolt. Very basic fire spell that is deceptively powerful. There is just one problem, my mana pool is atrocious and Torres at this stage is not able to teach me to have more, so I need a different teacher. At least for now I can do quests in the old camp, so let's go get it. Fry some mole rats with my new spell and get Amulet from Neck. Yes, he's still very much dead. This I will keep for some time as basic defense is very valuable in the game. Get Whistler's sword from Fisk, steal the ring from Scatty for Fingers, dealing with that new lockpicking minigame which honestly looks worse than it is, and now I have again quests that require fighting. So let me turn in quests from Dexter, Whistler and Fingers. Because with that, I can get Test of Faith from Diego, so I have another reason to go to the old mine. Time to visit the new camp for now, talk to Mordrak and he will lead us to the new camp, giving us ample experience and it will also take care of Taurus's quest. The bandit is quite good with dealing with the wildlife and the route he is clearing is different from the one that Drax is taking, but I will get there in a second. Steal Beasts of Corynus 1 book from Jan and he still doesn't want to give me the quest, so I will do something else. Jump into the lake and gather King's Tide for later. And now to enter new camp. Immediately go to the right to enter this cave. Here is Lurker's Bite, one-handed sword for free. Very good in the beginning, but I will sell it for profit. Before doing more quests here, there is something very valuable that can be acquired for free. Make my way to the free mine of this camp, deal with whatever there is on the way. Firebolt is so strong at this point that I can simply just diverge from my path a bit to get XP. It also has a burning component to it. It deals initial damage, but you can see on the mole rat here, once he was hit, he died from the damage over time. Finally arrive at the mine and talk to Swiney. Tell him you want to become a digger, progress the dialogue to receive this free armor. It is basic, dirty and does not give that much protection. But armor in this game is hard to come by until you join any camp. There are only a handful of armors in the world that you can be acquired without any quests, so this will do for now. Also scour the tunnels of the mine as there is free stuff here. But also in one of the chests there is a ring of life that is giving 30 life. This, both with the armor, is a massive boost to survivability in the beginning. Get quests from Baloro to track its progress and back to the camp we go. And my god, the main cave of this camp looks amazing in the remake. Like, it is not even funny how well it is done. First thing to do is gather all the quests and visit Kronos. He's a water mage that can outright increase our mana pool for learning points, so 25 mana is massive for now. Time to do the quests. Beat up Shrike to get access to your own hut and bed. Canvas the customers for Balkagan by selling them some weed, swamp herbs. Turn both quests for experience and Kagan can give you several things for his quest. I don't do a lot of exploring now, so I will get the scrolls. Charm, Slumber and Telekinesis. I mostly need one of the first two for a neat little trick that was in the original game too. Cast Charm or Slumber on Roscoe, a guard that is standing before Lares' hut. If you do that, Lares will be impressed and it will award you some experience. Back to the quests. Fetch the water for gatherers in the rice field. Then beat up Lefty and something I did not mention. In the original, bows, crossbows and magic were killing people outright. Here you can just knock them down, and it seems Rice Lord was angry at Lefty too, as you can see. Time to roast some wolves and hunt that damn lurker. I remember that in the first playthrough I had troubles with him. Doing that with melee, but here easy stuff. I just wonder how long I am able to keep this up. On the same isle there is a cave in which mistcap grow. They regenerate some mana, but there is also a ring of iron skin, giving plus 10 to blunt and edge protection. Very nice. Explore the lake a bit, also dive under the tavern to find the body of Bran for later quests. Now, one that was introduced in a remake. Now talk to Baal Isidro about helping him sell his portion of wheat, and talk to Sifar, who is literally next to him, to drop an entire load to him. Isidro is a really shitty dealer, I must say. Rice Lord's quests now. Talk to Silas, then to Reich. He is drunk out of his mind, you can either beat him up or just give him a beer and talk it over. I chose the latter option. And let Silas know. Easy stuff. Follow-up quest is to find Bran, which I already did, as he is in the basement of the tavern. But let's do the chain. Go outside the camp, there are 2 caves. Deal with the wildlife, as you know, XP is king. Second cave has bandit in front. This is what we are looking for. To know that Bran was here, you need to ask Malon, the rice farmer, about his whereabouts. This cave had 1 quest associated in the original, but only if you were in the Brotherhood of the Sleeper. It is still in the game, but now it has something more. Beat Jacko and Killian to submission to learn about Bran a bit more. Confront Silas about this poor bastard. You can either cut a deal with him or tell the Rice Lord about it, which I do, getting his approval and level 5. Another thing that Remake introduced, when you are level 5, Jan will give you a quest to bring him a remedy. I already picked it up from Kronos when I was questing in a new camp. Once I get that to him, he can teach me a bit more about fist fighting. Not that I will learn it, but it is a viable way to play and certainly something I will do in the future. It's time to go back to the old camp, but a little detour is in order. There is a cave nearby with half of the population of black goblins. They are tough, give a lot of XP, but they can also throw rocks which can be deadly. But with enough persistence and mana regeneration plans, I can get them all and open this chest. Open, god damn it. Finally, a ring of magic, which gives me plus 15 to maximum mana. Now rob Cavalier to get to his stash. There are some things that will be useful later. Buy 2 wolf skins of him and start the Beast of Corinis quest with the book. Answer his questions about scavengers to get the hunting skills, allowing to get their plates. Time to visit Carnage, I mean Kosal, to get the mount. I got almost everything done beforehand. You need to talk to him about the scavengers 3 times. Then he asks for 5 king's tithe, and then later 2 leather strips and 3 wolf pets. If you have skinning, just kill some wolves. If not, buy 2 from Cavalier and 1 from Mordrak. Go back to Kosal next day for the mount, but I did not mention this. I am trying to complete this challenge without sleeping for the achievement, so I'll just have to wait. In that case, I cleared a bit of a wildlife around, wolves, lizards, some bloodflies. I even tried a lurker, but these are way out of league for now. But soon after I hit another level. Time to slowly wrap up this chapter, although there are still plenty of things to do. Oh, this is curious. I wanted Drax to lead me to a new camp, but it seems I triggered something and he's not offering that anymore. In my previous playthrough, I let him lead me first, then I went to Mordrak. No matter, I can do something else. So let's get to the old mine. I am taking the exact same route that Drax would if he would lead me to a new camp. Mine is a great source of early game items. You can lure mine crawlers to kill guards or just find very good starting gear here. But I just want to do quests, starting with Aaron's chest. Talk to the guard, then to Snipes to buy the key and open the chest for some stuff. You can later sell the same key to Aaron. Next is Ulbert's storage. Get info from him and go to Aleph to buy the key. But in that same mine shaft there is some nice stuff. Kill that one mine crawler to get the essence of strength, then backtrack a bit to open the chest for the second installment of Beasts of Khorinis. Talk to Ulbert to distract him. Rob both of the chests for some loot. Now talk to Ulbert again, and then to Aaron to sell him his own key, completing both quests. Finally, talk to Ian so he can give me the list for Diego, for that final quest. I could clear this place for now for some more things, but I am stretching this enough already and I will be back here soon anyway. Let's wrap up the rest of the quest for the Brotherhood now. Talk to Dusty and escort him to the swamp. The road is mostly clear, as Parves did a great job previously, so now I only have a couple of monsters to deal with. Find Tondral and tell him about the new recruit. Kick Harlock's ass so he will go back to work. So Bal Orun can give me the longest quest here. I need to bring him a lot of wheat from the harvesters. So now I am trying my best not to get lost in the swamp, failing miserably, killing lots of bloodflies in the process and running away from swamp sharks. But eventually I found Balor, who is giving me half of what I need. So now to find Viran. But on my way to him I kill as many bloodflies as possible, as he will ask me for that anyway. I think he wants to get rid of the entire population of them. I can do it too. Once that is done, I can just take the package from him and deliver the entire load to Korkalon. Report back to Orun. He will give me plenty of experience and Scroll of Sleep, which I use on one of the novices near Balkadar, just to impress him. Completing the last quest here, I also learn how to create scrolls, as it is needed to become a mage anyway, so might as well do it now. One new thing that was added in the remake is climbing. Theron here can teach you that for 6 rolls that you can get from Fortuno. So before moving on, I will also pick that skill up. With it, you can get on certain craggly walls to climb them, accessing previously inaccessible places, which is very handy as there is good loot everywhere, and if it was a bow only run, this would be the first thing I would do. New camp quests are done, as well as swamp camp. I could join both, and something I did not talk about yet, every camp has access to rune magic. It is just a matter of time when you can access it. Sect has access from the time you are a novice, so in chapter 2, but they can only learn 4 out of 6 circles of magic. New camp, you need to become bandit, then mercenary, and then water mage to have access. Old camp has the best path in that regard. In chapter 2 you can be a fire mage and master every circle of magic by the end of the game. And that is the route I am taking. There is just one caveat in my plan. I will need to complete chapter 2 with mostly firebolt or find some scrolls to clear certain fights, but I will face that once we get there. I tied few loose quests here and there, got my scavengers, so finally I can go to Old Camp to complete every quest that is left to become a shadow. But it is nighttime right now. NPCs are sleeping and they can become quite mad if not left alone. So I grind a bit of XP, getting another level, clearing the forest nearby the Old Camp, but since I will be losing my amulet soon, I decided to get another, better one. You see there is a cave nearby this camp, on the way to swamp. In here, there is a shadow beast. They are freaking menaces in this game, way scarier than in the original or Gothic 2. But if you stealth your way back to the cave, you can loot the corpse here, and there is an amulet with maximum 100 life on it, which is amazing. Oh no, he sees me. Run like hell and hope for the best. Thankfully, I was able to run away, keeping my prize. Finally, I can complete the quests. Tell Fisk about the new fence I got him. Give Sly next amulet. I don't need it anymore. Complete both Snaf's quests by bringing him ingredients and cooking Brock's stew. Tell Taurus about Mordrak. Go with Grim to get the amulet, only to give him and his friends a lesson, beating their asses into oblivion. Lastly, give the supply list to Diego, which allows me to complete the process and ask for my standing in the camp. Talk with Taurus, he will give me a pass to the castle. Now, Raven can lead me to Gomez, who is not there on the throne yet. But as you can see, Seraphia is doing hell of a job keeping that chair as chill as possible. Dude showed up after a couple of minutes of waiting, so talk to him accepting the shadow position. With that, I get a buttload of experience and armor from Raven. So now, chapter 2 finally starts. Armor in the remake was reworked to some degree. Now, when you join the faction, you receive a very basic template armor that you can upgrade for a hefty price, but only certain armors can be upgraded, like Shadow, Warder, Mercenary, etc. But Robes or even Minecrawler's armor later on cannot be boosted. Oh right, I was sent here to get the letter to Fire Mages, so let's talk to Milton to give him that. Then talk to Torres, who was supposed to give me the reward for that, but I don't see that option yet, so just increase my mana a bit. Talk to Sirat to get another quest, Bully the Bullied. Guy who got my face smashed in the beginning of the game. I will deal with that later. It is also connected to a new quest from Snaf, but I don't think I can deal with Bullied just yet, so I went to Fisk to get one upgrade to my new armor and head for the swamps. There are not that many optional quests reserved for this chapter specifically, and I've done most of the side stuff already, so now let's just push through the main quest, which happens to be another new addition. Go to Korkalom and ask about his apprentice Kane. Seems he's missing, and judging by the state of his hut, he's completely nuts and went to the abandoned mine that is near the start of the game, and in the original game this wasn't available. On my way there I cleared some monsters that respawned, getting another level and visited Gilbert near the old camp for some free XP. Ori guards the abandoned mine, and it seems that I can get a pass without paying if I am a shadow, which is very nice, as you need to bribe him if you are a member of any other faction. Mine is a gorgeous place with magic orb protruding from every part, lighting up the place that is infested with maybe minecrawlers in its first part. You can find here Elixir of Dexterity if you have climbing, and to progress further a gate needs to be opened, so find the winch, attach it and voila! There are a couple of mole rats here and their mother, who is a bit chunky, but still no match for the firebolt. I am beginning to suspect that this spell is a bit too strong. Time for the main event, Undead Orc fight. Okay, you see, he is resistant to fire damage and it is already taking too long to kill him, but it's still possible. I need to get my hands on better spells as soon as possible. Since I am near the old camp and have enough money, I bought another improvement for my armor. So now back to Korkalom, who is again sleeping, so I am waiting, but you don't have to. So just look at this magnificent view. While I wait, and dude is finally awake, tell him about Cain, so I can talk to Iberion now, the leader of the sect. He tells me to find a focus stone and Nairas will lead me there, to the one that is nearby. This is another escort quest, so kill the monsters on the way to get XP. Watch how Nairas is getting stunned, so I have to rescue him. But eventually we are getting to the stone itself. Nairas gets it and gets possessed for a moment, so he needs to get some beating. Loot him after that, but I believe that in the original he got unalived for good here, right? Back to Iberion. So he can give me another quest to check on Talas, who was supposed to get the almanac from fire mages. So back to the old camp. But before I go to Milton, I claimed my prize from Torres, potion with +2 to maximum mana. Talas is a whiny bitch, so I have to deal with goblins here, and let me tell you, in the original game this part was not really that exciting. Here it has been redone to some degree. Dungeon is sprawling with multiple paths, loot and so many black goblins, it feels like I am doing a calling on the whole population of them. There is a lot of killing here, but by the end, in the chest I got the almanac and a ring with +50 to maximum life, which is a great reward. Back to Talas, who is not enjoying sprinting, so let me skip that part. Here is the book, brother. Okay, another fetch quest. Talk to Kalom, then Angar, and duel the Templar for the glorious purpose of getting to Minecrawler's nest, located in the old mine. Need for Speed Scavenger Edition. I wasn't bothering that much with exploring this place last time I was here, since I knew I will be back anyway. So now it is time to get rid of Minecrawlers from every possible tunnel there is and collect what is rightfully mine, as loot here for the initial part of the game is very good. You can get some jewelry, good bow, even one-handed mace, and it is worth to explore even if I have to sell this. Talk with Lester, get free of the named Templar's help and get Ian's permission to make your way through the abandoned shaft. So in the original, that tunnel I need to get cross for the nest was just closed with the gate, but here it is rubble everywhere. Devs changed it a bit and we can now meet our friends from different camps that have solution for us. We are going to blow this thing up. Since Ian needs a bit more convincing, Diego pulled a Uno reverse card to get that thing opened. So now, kaboom Rico, kaboom! Time to raise some hell. Immediately we are getting swarmed by the Minecrawlers. If you let them overwhelm the Templars, you can get pretty sick gear here that will serve you for quite some time, but I wasn't lucky in this case. Crawlers are quite tanky, they take 8 or 9 firebolts to the face until they fall, but mine provides a lot of raven herbs and mist caps to regenerate mana, so it is not that bad in terms of self-sustain. The nest itself also isn't that long, there are about 12 Minecrawlers here. However, what is also here is boss, Minecrawler's Queen. This fight was reworked. Now she is attacking from distance and slashing if you are too close. Also, a little Minecrawler spawned during the fight to annoy you even more. First few attempts were a disaster, but I realize I am able to cheese her first phase just shooting from a safe distance, occasionally dealing with the nymphs. Second phase is much worse. She is mobile now, can quickly close the gap and just ravage me outright. I don't have acrobatics yet, so dodging is really out of the question. I cannot also really parry her, so this is kind of impossible. Unless, by the power of cheese, I have the power! Trap her in the tunnel in between to the chambers and fire away. Regenerate life whenever possible and just kill her. Easy peasy, lemon difficult. I swung by the old camp to learn alchemy from Damarok and back to the swamps to tell them about the great victory. They have now the ability to perform the ritual to awaken the sleeper, basically their god. Right, they want to do it in nighttime, so I need to kill a couple of hours of in-game time, so grinding I guess. Orcish cemetery is nearby, so I went to see if I can kill the bloodhounds and well, no. I cannot, at least with the firebolt. So I need an either outrun them or find some way to deal with them pretty soon. But for now, let's witness the summoning. Everybody drinks some incredibly strong moonshine, have mass hallucination and learn about the sleeper. Apparently, he is not who they think he is. Yeah, I know, big shock, right? Ballucor runs away, Iberion is dead, and we are tasked to visit the previously mentioned cemetery. I have this Ice Bolt scroll that can be used to deal with Bloodhound pretty effectively. Fortunately, that was the only one. Biters are dying from fire normally, so I just need a lot of mana to kill all of them. But that is not a problem. However, Orcs seems to be again pretty resistant to fire. Just one scout took pretty much all of my mana reserve, and I don't know exactly if it is safe to progress like this into the establishment. Well, I am stubborn enough to do it like this, especially that I have enough mana to kill at least 2 of the orcs in the same duel. Pull some levers and run around the cells to get the very decent ring that is a direct upgrade to what I found previously. Time for some more firebolt kiting. This strategy has proven very effective, to the point I hope I will not rely on it more than I should, especially that in a moment I should be able to become a fire mage. Meet Lucor and explore rest of the dungeon with him. He cannot die for now, so it is perfect meat shield to protect me. Together we kill some more orcs. He can deal with them in one combo, which is amazing. So now just get 2 pieces of the key to open the gate and kill some more orcs. One of them is a bit tougher, but Lucor does not care about it. Finally, we are getting to the end. Our fabulous Bale gets nuts and attacks me. Alas, he is a bit resistant to fire, so I had to find something else. I had a scroll of Storm Fist, and since he was wounded from fighting orcs, one cast was enough to kill him. Report back to Angar and Kalom. They fight for a bit, but we finally get me a rune that allows me to teleport back to the swamp and enter chapter 3. Go back to the old camp. Guard tells me Taurus wants to see me, but it is the middle of the night, so I have to wait. So in the meantime, I can bully the bullet for Syrah to make her life a bit easier. Tell her about it, so I will get a continuation of the quest and a recipe for Snaf. Report to Raven to complete his quests too. Now talk to Taurus. Tell him I want to become a mage, then head to Milten and Choristo. Ask him about becoming a mage, which he will dismiss. Steal the book from them and read it, and ask Choristo again. Answer his questions, so now I can do the Trial of Fire, which again is a new addition to the original, as previously something like this quest did not exist. I have to find 2 shrines of Innos and rekindle them. We are getting some vague clues about the whereabouts of those, so it is time to hunt. I think I know where is one of them, so let's concentrate on the other one. He said that one was behind a wall of Adanos, which to me sounds like a barrier of water. Waterfall perhaps? There are several of those in the colony, most of which I checked already, but this one by the river where goblins are, I did not. Swim under it and use the scroll on the shrine. 1 down, 1 more to go. My suspicion is that I saw the second shrine already while doing the quest for the focus stone, as nearby there was a set of stairs leading to a place that was looking like a shrine, except it was guarded by the fire lizard. So I teleported to the swamp and grabbed a couple of scrolls that could help me with the fight. So I went into the shrine in order to get this done. Fire lizard is in the way. I wanted to bait him to the edge of the cliff in order to push him to fall. but he was very resilient and in my attempts. Third time I was trying to do this, he just kind of forgot about me, so I just went to the shrine and invoked the scroll to get the quest done. Back to Koristo to take the Oath of Fire. Now I am finally a fire mage. I got the robe and new healing rune, which is very strange as you can buy that from Torres in Act 1. Now I have just enough learning points to learn 4 circles of magic from the Archmage, which is pretty convenient, I must say. There is also an ability to get better robes, but the price is pretty hefty. Honestly, I thought I would get a fireball rune or something associated with fire, but no. Since I have a key to the quarters, I decided to steal. I mean, see what my brothers in Enos have in their chests. Unfortunately, no runes here, so it is up to me to either find them in the world or buy something of merchants. 800 clamps for fireball rune? Brother, no. Talk to Diego to get the quest and let's get the first proper rune. Go to the swamp camp, climb this rock, and I don't have acrobatics. I am not able to make this jump. Fair enough. Go down, buy Fist of Wind rune. Something tells me I will need that. Get to where Nyras led me for the focus stone. Go down and approach the cave I saw earlier from a different side. There are 2 zombies inside that I cannot really kill, but I have to trick them. I tried for some time to push them off the cliff and finally I managed to get them to the position where they are not able to come back up. So it is time to loot. Get the hedge bow, whatever is in the cave, but my prize is inside the chest with a ridiculous lock. But after some time I managed to crack it and inside is Ball of Lightning rune. This is bread and butter of this run, an amazing spell. It requires a bit of charging and has 4 stages of it with increased mana cost. Thanks to that it deals amazing damage and it stuns the enemies, which is very useful if you are playing a hybrid character. While I was here and it is chapter 3 already, some of the Brotherhood members moved to the camp near the Orc Cemetery. This wasn't in the original and I like this change very much, as previously they just appeared by the end out of nowhere, but now Kalom is experimenting here, still believing that the sleeper, and there is a quest to break out 3 of the novices that are kind of fed up with the state of these things. So distract the guards while they sneak away and then deal with 2 Templars to eventually free them. Something has changed, my spells got more powerful, and I am not sure what is the reason exactly. Maybe learning the circles of magic does that, but nothing explicitly says it. Fire Arrow was dealing 35 damage before, and I needed 2 of them to kill Bloodfly. Now it deals 50 and I need only 1. The more you know, I guess. Before moving to New Camp to talk with boys in blue about their further endeavors, I made sure to hit the next level to have at least some learning points, so I cleared a bit of surroundings until I got to level 15. Now let's move and talk to Buster, who will teach me acrobatics. It is no longer functioning the same way as before. Now you can do rolls, jump further and you are taking less damage from the falls, instead of these lunges forward like in the original game. I bought 2 Rings of Enlightenment from Kronos for massive mana and health boost. Now talk to Saturas to get the quest and talk to the boys to begin the hunt for the remaining focus stones. Since there is Tower of Mist here, I wanted to start Chromaning quest, as the reward for it is amazing, but the skeletons are a bit too fast for my current kit, so I will try something else. Let's go to the Orcish land! Yeah, why not? Lesser orcs can be killed with fully charged ball lightning, but mid-fight this spell is not very useful. So I am going for tried and true. Slowly but surely I am making my way through the hordes, grabbing the 3rd book from the Beasts of Korinis quest from the chest nearby, and continue the onslaught through the hostile land. My goal here is to get to Zardas's sunken tower. Inside I can find something that might help me with the undead, although the tower itself is in infested with them. But the corridors here are a little bit more forgiving for my spells. First few enemies are dealt with ball lightning without much issues. But then there is this hall with shit ton of enemies, where I die over and over again, just because my spell is getting cancelled by the collision. Finally, I got an attempt where I managed to pull enemies down to the cellar and pick them off either one by one or just stunning a group of them. I also realized that ball lightning has a specific damage trigger. It deals damage on contact with the enemy, but also deals another instance of damage when it breaks, meaning you can do double hit the same monster by one casting spell. Zombies, again, lots of them by the looks of it, but nothing I cannot handle at this point. Once done, search the quarters for the loot, get the 2 teleportation stones that will be relevant later, use 2 stones to open the gate and fuck me another zombie. Get the chest to get the amazing amulet and rune of destroy undead. This area in the original was mandatory as there was a best armor in the game here, but now you can access it even in the chapter 1. It is completely optional, and in the last chamber there is a boss guarding something that players wanted for oh so long. Demon Lord is a formidable foe at this stage for me. I have to kite him around the room, casting ball lightning and dodging his attacks to the best of my abilities. But the price for killing him is the robe of the dark arts. Much better than my current one, and it is looking slick as hell. Back to the Tower of Mist to test out my new rune. Turns out that the spell called Destroy Undead is literally destroying them en masse. It requires 40 mana, but it can kill multiple enemies in just one cast. So it literally turned to ash all the skeletons and their mage in an instant, granting me the first Chromaning book, starting the treasure hunt. This quest is a bit of a riddle and the locations of subsequent books have been changed a bit. Get the second book from the hut near the new camp and now I can progress the main quest, as the first site of the focus stone is nearby. Kill some of the wildlife on the cliff and meet with Diego, as the stone is in the crypt. Light the fires and then smoke out the skeletons that appear to kill us. Better luck next time, guys! This bit I don't like at all. This is a gimmick fight, where you need to shoot the buttons to activate the trap that will deal damage to the zombie, as normally you cannot harm him. You need to do this 3 times to kill it, and you either need a spell or a ranged weapon to do so, also avoiding the skeletons that are trying to kill me. 1 down, 3 more to go. Next stone is in the mountain fortress. To get there first I need to mow down the pack of bloodhounds, which we already know are pretty tough, but ball lightning does not care about tough. Lester is here to help me. Stone golem is in the way. Normally, best way to deal with him is a blunt weapon damage. So naturally I dismiss that and let my friend here deal most of the damage and just finish this lump of stone with Fist of the Wind. Fortress is an amazing set piece, like truly amazing. Most of the enemies here are flying harpies that can be annoying as hell if you are a melee warrior. Though as a fire mage with the bolt, they are nothing more than a nuisance. Kill a couple of skeletons in the cellar to get the key for the amulet with plus 30 to maximum mana. Exploring this place is pure joy. There are a lot of harpies here, sure, but the place is just gorgeous. There's a lot of loot, even hidden rooms to be opened, and if you have climbing, which by this point should be standard, to climb this tower to the very top. Deal with the enemies at hand and open this chest here. There are real treasures inside. Key, which I will need in a moment, Rune of Stormfist and Ring of Enlightenment. Key is used to open this chest here where you can find a pretty decent armor. And also third Chromaning book is here. Generally this place is available from the very start as people want all this stuff and more from here, as loot is crazy. but since it is a part of the main quest line, it tends to bug out, so I don't recommend it. Another stone is mine, and Lester gives me a deed of ownership of the fortress for another quest. Teleport to fire mages with the rune I found in a sunken tower. Choristo seems unbothered by the fact that I have necromancer's rope. Okay, then expand my brain, old man. Now sell the deed to Santino to get loads of money and access to the castle dungeons in another way. Thanks to it, I can get to the part of the dungeon where 4th Chromanin book is without alerting anyone. I visited Cavalorn to progress his quest, and I think it is time to wrap up the Chromanin quest. Visit the old fort not far away from the mountain fortress, drop the bell to make a way, and I need to defeat the golem. Since I have Stormfist rune, this should be more than possible, and I was right. Damage is acceptable, so couple of casts and this animated pile of rocks is now gone. Grab the 5th book, read it. Last book is where you found the first one, so back to the old lighthouse. 2 barriers are gone now. Read the last book to complete the quest. Kill the skeletons, and now the reason I did this quest. Storm of Fire rune. Amazing spell that looks like a fire tornado, dealing incredible fire damage. So now back to the main quest. I don't think there will be that many distractions from now on. I must say that this questline tied very nicely into the main plot and current objectives. Everything was kind of along the way, with 1 or 2 exceptions. Next area is just around the corner. Meet with Gorn to kill bunch of snappers and look for the way to the monastery. Every time I am turning into meatbag, I feel like in some Mission Impossible or something, infiltrating highly illegal facility. There are also many snappers here. Those are freaking deadly in the remake. Like, even with the endgame armor, they could be really scary. Once again, this is a place with some great loot potential. I feel like good bows can be found everywhere, but this place actually had it all, if you are keen to look for it. It also kind of forced you to fight one of the very few shadow beasts in the game. Their design in the remake is just amazing. Second to last focus stone is mine, and in the chest here there is something for me. A nice block rune. It looks very cool. It freezes the opponents, dealing them some damage, and as a flavor to it, it can also freeze water, so you can pass through it on ice. Time to go back to Gorn, and holy shit, a troll cub. Holy shit, what just happened? Gorn hit him so hard that he got knocked back. I helped him by casting few spells, ending its life very gracefully with Stormfist. Don't do drugs, kids. I smoked some shit and now I'm in the forest talking to birds. Last stone is in the Troll's Canyon. Do you wanna guess why they call it like this? Yes, of course, because of the goblins. No! There is a mature troll in here that we need to kill to go through. In the original, Diego was just giving you a scroll to shrink the troll down. Here we need to gather some loose troll fur, and Milton is making the same scroll too. What is really cool is that you can try to defeat him normally, although he is very tanky and attacks like a freight train. So I'll just use the scroll this time, but I love that there is a normal option to go about this encounter. Get the telekinesis rune from the chest, deal with exactly 4 harpies that are guarding the stone, use telekinesis on this rock to create a bridge, to finally grab the very last focus stone that is needed. Time to go back to water mages. Turn all the stones to Saturas, for which I get buttload of experience. Also, Riordan and Kronos have a lot of rewards for me, which will be very useful. Now it is time to engage with fire mages to help their water brothers with the spell to blow up the barrier. So Gomez did know. Nah, must be AI. Mages are dead. 3 mine got raided by the old camp, and it seems like I have no way to progress in my arcane studies. So it is time to begin a new chapter and find Zardas, the former Archmage of Fire. Chapter 4 starts and I talk with all water mages to join their practice, but there is no option. So I got the quest from Nefarius about Enos' temple in the Tundra and started making my way through the tasks. So this is a very strange way to go about this, but I had to go to the old camp, enter the outer ring and talk to Taurus, who is confirming that I am banished. Only after that I have the ability to ask Saturas to join them, or rather join the mercenaries first and then mages. So let's do this. Go to the shore to meet up with Mixir, help him dispatch a couple of very angry fire lizards. He doesn't really need my help doing that, but I think he likes my company. After that, dive in and get the book from the chest. Nice and easy. Talk to Lee to become a mercenary. That's the first part. Talk to Saturas to ask him about joining the mages. There is a trial, of course. Go to the same shore as with Mixir and swim towards the cliff by the edge of the barrier. You can already see the temple in the distance. Inside there is a riddle to solve. It is pretty simple. Go back to the camp and take an oath. Bada bing bada boom, I am a water mage, and head honcho can teach me the 5th circle of magic now. As you can see, I have only 3 quests now. 2 are optional ones and the main one is Zardas. So let's go with that. The others will be done in a bit later, so I already visited his sunken tower and robbed him of his unused possessions, so now he lives in a brand new spanking tower nearby, also in the Orcish territory. Since you need 3 golem hearts in order to be granted access to the tower, I might as well defeat them before even approaching the building. First one is Stone Golem. We already fought that twice, so just spam Stormfist and he will be done in a couple of casts. Nothing special. Next on the chopping block is a Fire Golem. This angry, volatile engine of fiery destruction is of course vulnerable to ice magic, so whip up that ice block rune and just start blasting. Once again, fight is over pretty quickly. One more to go. You see, I have no idea what is the intended way of getting to Ice Golem. I found it later on in the exploration, but at this point I have done this in my last playthrough and I am doing this again in this one. I doubt that devs thought this is the way to go, but it works, so I am doing that. Last one was the easiest, but only because Firebolt is so fast. If I had Ice Bolt for the fire one, it would probably go very similar to this one. But hey, I am not complaining. Get the last heart, perform couple of over-the-top dives into the water and talk to Zardas' demon to get access to the necromancer and teleportation rune to get access to this place fast. We learned from Zardas that Water Mage's plan is stupid and we should seek the orc who will help us get into Sleeper's temple. We learn basics of Orcish language and loot this tower for what it has, including 5th book of Beasts quest. And in this chest there are formula for elixirs for boost to maximum mana and life. Urshak, the orc that will help me to get into the temple, is in the old fort. We need Ulumulu, the sacred orcish totem, but to create it I need 4 things, all of them gathered from 4 different powerful beasts. So let's start hunting, but before it I hit another level to get that 5th circle of magic. In the original, this quest had you hunt for Swamp Shark, Shadow Beast, Fire Lizard and Troll. Here it is mostly the same, but you need to kill their buffed up versions, which means you need to find where they are. As per usual for me, it is the easiest to start with the Swamp Shark, as their mother is here in the deepest part of the swamp itself. 2 casts of Ball of Lightning and trophy is mine. I also grabbed the last missing beasts of Corini's book from Shrat. Greater fire lizards can be found either on the shore where Mixir quest was, or near Zardas' tower. Thanks to the fire protection granted by the robe, they are not really a problem, and since I was nearby, I swung by Cavalorn to progress the quest before my next objective. Troll is next on the chopping block, so to the Troll Canyon I guess. Here is an adult version which we previously shrunk down. No more cheating this time. Ball lightning together with 2 firestorms cleared him out, and I cannot loot him. Does this mean I have to find an easier version? No, it turns out that the hitbox for loot is wacky, and I had to kill him a couple of times before I was able to get his tasks. Finally, the one I am dreading the most, Greater Shadow Beast. Look at the size of this thing. Fortunately, alternating between Ball Lightning for stun and Storm of Fire for damage brings an excellent results, and soon after I got the last needed trophy. Right now I could go for Ulumulu, but I will go to the Temple of Enos. Nefarius was telling me about the site is nearby, so let's do it. Go to the old mine and climb this wall. Progress through the hordes of goblins and climb some more until you reach the entirely new zone. Tundra filled with wolves, or rather tundra wolves. That might be the worst enemy in the game. There are so many of them here. They have normal wolves moveset, but they are tankier and deal more damage and also give more XP when killed. I remember that dealing with them as a melee character was just a nightmare. The only Frost Shadow Beast is here too. He is needed for the Beast of Corini's quest. He's also a menace like the rest of the Shadow Beasts, but it takes one good combo to bring him down. Now swim through the waterfall to enter the temple. Kill the skeletons, and the reason I wanted to go here is that Rain of Fire rune. Except it is a bit useless in this game. You see, the damage is very bad. It is too low to harm any higher level creatures, even if it is triggering several times. It is easily the most disappointing spell in this game. Progress through the temple, killing even more skeletons, and finally atop the building there is an orc with a quest item, decent amulet and potion that gives maximum mana and life. Just around the corner is yet another gorgeous bit of scenery. Blue color from the barrier is reflecting off the snow, creating this beautiful effect. Complete the quest by telling Nefarius about the findings, and to the free mine we go. Talk to Wolf about the Minecrawler's plate armor, so now I can meet up with Gorn to retake the mine from those pesky warders. So in here there are 3 objectives. One I already mentioned, another one is the plates from the Minecrawlers, and the last one, the most important one, is to create Ulumulu. Man, I love Gorn. When he is trying not to die from my spells, he is an absolute unit of a man. Like, his ferocity is unmatched, but also the comedic timing of his executions is just mwah, chef's kiss. Once everyone is killed, Gorn's bloodlust is satisfied, and we can continue with 2 remaining quests. So to get to Tarok, who can make Ulumulu, I need to get through these Minecrawler warriors, which are pretty tough. And I realized that I never bought Fireball rune, which would be really helpful now. Also, Minecrawler Tyrant is here, and he's gone. The boss is optional, but reward is yet another orcish medicine. Free Tarok from the cell and give him required items for the quest. Once he's done creating the banner, he tells us that it needs blood, so I will have to slay this orc to claim Ulumulu. This will allow me to get inside the orcish enclave. Before that, I finally maxed out my mana through learning points, so now I can drink all the permanent potion buffs, and with the ring I have 136 mana. Talk to Wolf about the armor, it will take some time to complete, and since sleep is out of the question, complete Cavalorn's quest since my next objective is nearby, and now let's meet with Urshak. unveil my big sticks with the trophies and usher into a new era, as human enters Orcish Enclave and start chapter 5. Inside there is one-on-one fight in a limited space. That is little to no issue honestly. Choctaw here is able to teach me how to use Orcish weapons better. We will not be doing that as quest involves fighting with weapons. Disgusting. Main objective here is to find a way into the temple. There are, I think, 3 possible solutions. I could fight my way in, which is pretty suicidal at this point, so something else is in order. But there is this dude following me, so I need to lose him with this super clever trick. He cannot enter Warchief's hideout, but I can. And there is a secret passage out here. Now offer Mog here a bug meat ragu, so now he will open a tunnel to the temple. This fight just outside the barrier with 3 orcs took me way longer than it should. Just because I stood my ground and tried fighting, instead of running away like a man to blast them from afar when they are clumped together. Embarrassing, I know. Temple itself is a combination of puzzles and fighting. Lots of fighting, including several bosses. With a melee build, I had an absolute miserable time here, due to the amount of enemies that you have to go through. Thankfully, a lot of those are undead, so now I can just blast them into the oblivion. First Shaman. I tried fighting him with normal spells, but then I realized that they are undead, so you know what it means. 3 casts and dude was over. He has quest item and rune of pyrokinesis that he was using against me. I changed my mind. These fucking guys are the absolute worst enemy in the game. To get to the second shaman, we have to go through the underground portion of this temple, so I wasn't deep enough already. Deal with crap load of enemies to arrive at this hall, solve the puzzle and the fight will start. This dude does not want to die, literally. Tough luck boy, I need your jewel. He can cast ball lightning and summon lesser demons halfway through the fight, so now I have 3 enemies to deal with. Shaman himself can kill me in 3 hits, and it takes me several tries to get through this fight, including regen and running around. First Shaman is just around the corner. This one has Chain Lightning spell that continually damages me and stuns, much like Ball Lightning, but he only has enough health to be beaten by 3 casts of Destroy Undead. Seeing how little damage this spell does didn't fill me with joy, but I still wanted to try it, and yeah. It stuns enemies, so what? It doesn't really kill them, it's probably more useful with the summons, although I really doubt that. Solve some more puzzles to fill the pool with blood for another boss fight. This time, Fire Demon. Because he uses mostly fire spells, it is not as taxing on my health, as if it would just outright hit me with his slaps. So I can just wait it out, cast ball lightning several times to win this. Now I could go for the 4th Shaman and Uriziel in the same place, but I think I will just run towards the end, getting the amazing loot this place has to offer along the way. Last Shaman is just before the final fight, although we cannot go in there as fully charged Uriziel is needed, so just kill the guy, take the Breath of Death rune that I cannot use right now. To get to Uriziel we need to defeat 3 Demon Lords to unlock the bridge. Those fights for mage are not that great. I found that only Ball Lightning is viable spell from what I have and every encounter looks more or less the same. Target the floor so they will take 2 hits from one spell. Bait the Fire Breath attack to have enough time to charge those blue balls and well, win. Last Shaman has Storm of Fire rune, which is perfect for me as it deals no damage with my resistance. So to his dismay, 3 casts of Death to Undead is yet again enough. but with it I can claim the last jewel and the mythical Urizel sword. Time to report back. Teleport back to New Camp first to get some necessary resources, buy 2 remaining runes from Kronos, Ice Bolt and Ice Wave. Also Wolf has finally done the armor, but it is cramping my style, so I will leave with the robe. Talk to Zardas about the current situation. We need to get Urizel powers back, so I will do that in a moment. But also we learn about the best armor in the game that Gomez has in his possession, and the Necromancer is also initiating me into 6th Circle of Magic, which is the last one. Aside from 5 gemstones from those shamans in the Sleeper's Temple, Urizel needs a jumpstart to kick back its magical power, so we will use the big pile of magic ore located in the New Camp. With the help of Milton, we charge the sword, thus entering the last chapter of the adventure. Game can be finished pretty quickly now, but I have just a couple more things to do. First, Urizel is a two-handed sword, the most powerful melee weapon in the game. There is no need to use it to complete it, but Zardas can extract the rune from it, the Wave of Death. So I think it is pretty good time to test all those runes I got and avenge my brothers that died protecting what they believe. Teleport back to the old camp, since I have the rune that was in the sunken tower. And now, just slaughter everybody. I will let the footage speak for itself. Once they are cut down, there is Gomez. You can spare him if you want, but I already did that in my previous playthrough, and since I am a fire mage, he does not deserve to live. So I dragged him through the court, freezing, electrocuting, burning him, and he died by the same flame that he tried to extinguish, by taking a fireball to the face. If you done the quest for Syrah, she will be dead. And Seraphia with Velaya will be in Gomez's chamber, bickering. And then this will happen. Oh well, here is my prize. The best armor in the game. That can be even better. Bust out the blacksmith stone out of the dungeon. And now we can lead him to the swamp camp. He agreed to work there with Daron. There is a possibility to just slaughter out the entire old camp now without any consequences, I believe. But this whole bit with Gomez is done best around chapter 5, only after asking Zardas about the armor. Talk to Stone in the swamp camp and give him the armor for some modifications. I will need to wait for a day for him to complete his work. So in the meantime, I can cook some potions for maximum mana, for 148 in total without any jewelry to be exact. Now with the best armor in the game that looks sick by the way, we can go settle our score with the Sleeper. I could go around the map and kill everything, but it is kind of pointless. I have learned everything I wanted, got all the runes, so it is prime time to finish this. Back in the temple, the head priestess wants to stop me. She tells me that Kalom and his acolytes are now inside. She would like me to do something for her, but I don't care. I am going here whether she likes it or not. I skipped this chamber to the left first time I was here, since I know the answer for the first puzzle, but I forgot that the map of this place is here, fixing this mistake now. Temple is once again swarmed with the enemies, even more than before. Using Wave of Death and Destroy Undead is just mandatory at this stage. There are also human enemies from Korkalom's side of the sect. They are useful. in a sense that they are dropping root soup that is regenerating both health and mana, both in sizable amount, but they are not much of a threat anymore than the skeletons are. Really, the only enemies here that are as annoying as before are those undead temple guards. Zardas was trying to help, but he is weak. Dispatch another group of Templars, and here is an Easter egg I did not notice before. 5 daggers used to pierce 5 Shaman's hearts that are keeping the sleeper in this world. A nice reference to the original game, and a very shitty fight. Yeah, Calom, you are delusional. Let's finish this. These are my stats before ending the game. And now, the final fight. Sleeper is dragging us into his visions, trying to torment the hero. So this is a series of fights against various enemies. After each section, mana and health are getting regenerated, and next fight is started once the Shaman heart is destroyed. First 2 waves are nothing special, but then we are getting a section with Mad Mud and relieving the Minecrawler's Queen fight, after which we can deal with the final blow to the Madman himself. Then it is time to deal with the mad versions of our friends. First in line is Diego's, whose arrow hurt plenty, so I have to stay in constant motion to survive, and so I opted to use Ice Bolt as I can move with it. Gorn was after that. He packs mean punch and he electrocutes the portion of the arena, making the safe spots very small, so I have to pay attention to positioning, fire whenever possible, or use some stun locks in order to beat him. Milton fight is a gimmick. Bait him 3 times to hit those broken braziers for him to take damage. Very easy. Lester, however, is kind of annoying. He hits hard, but he uses Fist of Wind that can knock me down, interrupting my spells. So several times I was toppled during the cast, but eventually he was taken down. Zardas summons skeletons that we'll have to kill, and he spams Firebolt if he is done casting. Once his helpers are dead, he will spawn in the middle of the room when we have to damage him 3 times. Mad Korkalom is the last enemy we fight in this gauntlet. He turns into demon and he uses several attacks that prevents casting. This encounter is painful without summons. I died here multiple times, and in my testing I found that the only thing I can do is to cast Wave of Death and just tumble around until I deal enough damage to him. There is only one attack after which I am able to complete the cast, otherwise I am just dead. But after 15 minutes of trying, I finally succeed. And that's it. Gothic Remake beat on the highest difficulty using only magic, no summons and no sleeping. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more games and gaming videos. Like it if you liked it, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and as always, Challenger departs.